Hello and welcome to English Hoot, a podcast where we make English fun and easy. I'm your host, Lily.
And I'm Sam. We are so happy you are here with us today. Are you ready to learn some English?
Yes, we are. So, Sam, do you remember when you first heard very fast English, like in a movie or a song?
Oh, yes, I remember. I watched an American comedy show. The people talked so fast. I knew many words, but I understood nothing. I thought, are they speaking English or another language?
Yes, me too. I felt the same. I thought maybe they are mumbling. Maybe they are not speaking clearly, but actually they were just speaking naturally. This is a big problem for many English learners.
It is. So our topic today is perfect. Secret tips to understand fast English. We will talk about why fast English is difficult, and we will give you some easy tips to understand it better.
Yes, this podcast is for you if you sometimes think native speakers talk too fast. We are here to help. Let's start with part 1, the hidden barriers to understanding fast English.
So why is fast English so hard? You study vocabulary, you know grammar, but then a native speaker says, "What do you want to do?" And you are lost.
What do you want to do means what do you want to do? But in fast, natural speech, words connect, sounds change. This is not mumbling. This is how people really talk. The first secret is rhythm. English has a rhythm, like music. Some words are strong, some words are weak.
Give us an example, Lily.
Okay, listen to this sentence. I want to go to the store. I say it slowly. I want to go to the store. Now I say it naturally, fast. I want to go to the store. Do you hear the difference?
Big difference. The words to the become tha. The word want to becomes wanna. This is normal. Native speakers do not say every word clearly. They use rhythm.
Exactly. And intonation is important too. That is the up and down of your voice. Your voice goes up for a question. It goes down for a statement. This rhythm and intonation help us understand the meaning.
So if you only listen to individual words, you can get lost. You need to listen to the music of the sentence. The rhythm tells you what is important.
Yes, and this is why even advanced learners can struggle. They learn from textbooks. Textbooks have perfect, slow sentences, but real life is not a textbook.
Real life is messy and fast. But don't worry, it is not magic. You can learn to understand it. Let's move to part 2, your brain's secret weapon.
Your brain is amazing. It can guess what comes next in a sentence. We call this predictive listening. You don't need to hear every word. Your brain can fill in the missing pieces.
For example, if I say, "It's very cold outside, so I will wear my warm..." What's the next word?
Coat, scarf, hat. Warm gives us a clue. The context helps us guess.
Yes. So when you listen to English, don't panic. Use the context. Think about the situation. What words are probably in this sentence? This is your brain's secret weapon.
How can you build this skill? One easy way is to watch short videos with subtitles. First, watch with English subtitles, then watch again without subtitles. Your brain already knows the context. It is easier to understand the fast speech the second time.
Good idea. Also, listen for key words. The strong words in the rhythm are usually the important words. Nouns, verbs, adjectives. Listen for them. They are like signposts. They tell you the meaning of the sentence.
And if you hear a new word, don't stop. Keep listening. Often the next sentence explains it, or you can guess the meaning from the other words. This is a superpower for English learners.
It is. Okay, we need to ask our listeners a question. Are you ready?
Yes. Dear listeners, here is a question for you. What is one movie or TV show in English that you find interesting but sometimes too fast to understand? Tell us in the comments below this video. We read all your comments. We want to know what you like to watch.
Please write your answer. It is good practice, and we can give you more tips later. Now, let's talk about accents.
Welcome back to English Hoot. We are talking about secret tips to understand fast English. Sam, we just asked our listeners about movies or shows they find fast. I'm excited to read their answers later.
Me too. Now, let's talk about part 3, unlocking accent codes. This sounds difficult, but it is not. An accent is how people from different places say words. It can change how fast English sounds.
Yes, for example, British English and American English are different. Not just words, but sounds. In American English, the T sound in the middle of a word can change, like in water or butter.
Say butter slowly, Lily.
Butter.
Now say it like many Americans do in casual talk.
Butter. The T sounds like a soft D. This is called a flap T. It makes speech faster and smoother.
Right. And in some British accents, they use a glottal stop. That is when you stop the air in your throat. For example, the word bottle. They might say bottle. The T sound disappears.
So if you expect to hear bottle but hear bottle, you might be confused. But if you know about this sound change, it helps. You think, this is a glottal stop. They mean bottle.
Exactly. You don't need to speak with these accents, but knowing about them helps your listening. It's like learning a secret code.
How can you practice this? One fun way is to watch interviews with people from one country. For example, watch 3 interviews with actors from London. Listen for how they say their T sounds. Listen for their R sounds. Is it strong or soft?
Good plan. You can also use online resources. Many YouTube channels teach about accents. You can listen and repeat. Try to copy the sounds. This trains your ear.
But remember, the goal is to understand, not to speak perfectly. Just knowing, in Australian English, day sounds like die can help you understand a conversation.
True. Okay, let's move to part 4. This is very interesting. Beyond phonetics, cultural nuances of fast English.
Nuances are small, subtle differences. Fast English is not just about sounds. It's also about culture. Native speakers use slang, idioms, and little words that connect ideas.
Slang is informal vocabulary. For example, cool means good. Chill means relax. Idioms are phrases with a special meaning. It's raining cats and dogs means it's raining very hard.
In fast conversations, people use these a lot. If you don't know the idiom, you might think, why are cats and dogs falling from the sky?
So learning common slang and idioms is important, but there's more. People use fillers and discourse markers. These are small words that give us time to think or show our reaction.
Like, well, so. Actually, they don't have a big meaning, but they are everywhere in natural speech.
Let's do a quick example dialogue. I will use fillers. Hey Lily, what did you do yesterday?
Well, I wanted to go to the park, but, it started to rain. So, I just stayed home and watched a movie instead.
Do you hear all those little words? Well, so, I mean. If you try to translate every word, you will get tired. But if you know they're just fillers, you can ignore them. Listen for the main words. Wanted to go park. Started rain. Stayed home, watched movie.
Perfect. Another cultural point is regional habits. In some places, people speak more directly. In other places, they use more polite, indirect phrases. This can affect the speed and flow of conversation.
So what can you do? Watch TV shows from different English-speaking countries. Notice the little words they use. Notice the common slang. You can even make a list.
And don't be afraid to ask. If you have an English-speaking friend, you can say, I heard this phrase, what's up? What does it mean exactly? How do you answer it? Most people are happy to explain.
That brings us to our final part, your personal fast English training program. But before that, Sam, do you have a funny story about misunderstanding English slang?
Oh, yes. When I first heard "that's sick," I was very confused. I thought the person was saying something was bad or ill, but in slang, sick can mean awesome or cool. So I said, "Oh no, I hope it gets better soon." My friend laughed a lot.
That's a great story. It happens to everyone. Okay, listeners, now think about this. Have you ever misunderstood an English idiom or slang word? What happened? You can tell us your funny story in the comments too. We love your stories.
Learning from mistakes is the best way. Now, let's talk about how to build your own practice plan. Welcome back for the final part of our Secret Tips podcast. Sam, we're now at part 5, your personal fast English training program. This is about making a simple plan for yourself.
Yes, you don't need to study for hours every day. Small, regular practice is the best. The first step is to find audio you enjoy. What do you like? News, cartoons, podcasts about science, cooking videos?
Find something fun. If it is fun, you will listen more. Start with short videos or audio clips. 1 to 3 minutes is perfect for A1, A2 level. You can find many short clips on YouTube.
Good idea. Next, use different sources. Don't listen only to American English. Try a British podcast. Try an Australian news report. This trains your ear for different accents and speeds.
Exactly. Now here is a powerful technique. It is called shadowing.
Shadowing, like a shadow?
Yes, you listen to a short sentence, then you try to speak it immediately after, like an echo. You copy the speaker's words, rhythm, and intonation. You don't need to be perfect, just try.
Let's try a simple example. I'll say a short sentence fast, then Lily will shadow it. Ready? I'm gonna grab a coffee.
I'm gonna grab a coffee.
Great. You see? She didn't wait for the end. She started speaking almost at the same time as me. This helps connect your ears and your mouth.
It really helps you feel the rhythm of fast speech. Start with very easy sentences. You can even shadow our podcast. Listen to a sentence, pause the video, and repeat.
Another great strategy is the 3 listens method. First, listen to a short clip without subtitles. Just listen. Don't worry about understanding. Second, listen with subtitles. Read and listen together. Third, listen again without subtitles. See how much more you understand.
I love that method. It is not stressful. You learn step by step. And remember our first tip about predictive listening? After the second listen with subtitles, your brain knows the context. The third listen is easier.
For long-term improvement, consistency is key. Maybe you practice for 10-15 minutes 3 times a week. Put it in your calendar. Make it a habit, like brushing your teeth.
And be kind to yourself. Some days are good, some days are bad. It's normal. The goal is progress, not perfection.
So let's make a simple 1-week plan together for our listeners. Are you ready? Monday, find a short cartoon clip on YouTube, 2 minutes. Watch it once without sound, just pictures. Then watch with sound.
Tuesday, listen to the same clip again. Try to shadow 2 or 3 easy sentences.
Wednesday, find a slow English podcast. Listen to 5 minutes.
Thursday, rest day. Maybe listen to an English song you like.
Friday, watch a clip from a TV show you know. Use the 3 listens method.
Saturday, talk to yourself in English for 2 minutes about your day. Use simple words.
Sunday, watch something fun in English, maybe a travel or cooking video.
That's a wonderful, easy plan. Thank you, Sam. So, to finish our podcast, let's remember the big secrets. 1. Fast English has a rhythm and music. Listen for the strong words.
2. Use your brain to predict. Guess from the context.
3. Learn about common accent changes, like the flap T.
4. Notice small words like and well. They are normal.
5. Make a fun, personal plan and use shadowing.
And our final question for you, dear listeners, what is one small, easy practice you will try this week? Will it be shadowing or the 3 listens method or something else? Tell us your plan in the comments. We believe in you.
Yes, we are all learning together. Thank you so much for listening to English Hoot. We had a great time talking to you today.
We hope you found these tips helpful. Remember, understanding fast English is a skill. You can learn it step by step.
So, from me, Lily,
And from me, Sam.
happy learning, and see you next time.